The lighting game continues. I am still messing with all the lights. I just cannot get it to where I want it. So I went through a lot of my makeup and decided to play with some things that I've already used, but something I've really been wanting to get my hands on. I finally got the Emily Edit and I figured let's just play with it. Hello friends, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Samantha and I'm just a mom who likes to play with makeup. If you are not new here, thank you for coming back and watching another video. I hope you guys enjoy. Please don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe, and hit the bell to be notified of my future upcoming videos. And without further ado, let's get into this. As usual, I went off camera and did this eye, and today I wanted to play with the Emily Edit Once palette. I have been wanting this and I never caved, and I finally caved. I've used and I'm going to use the Needs palette for quite a while, to the point where it's broken and I've hit pan on quite a few items. I really like the Needs palette. So I figured I will just play with some new things and some things that I've already had on hand, kind of shopping my stash. I'm going to go ahead and start with my E.L.F. Putty Eye Primer. I should have used the Milani Eye Primer because that's Emily Noel's favorite eye primer. She uses it pretty much every video, if I'm correct. She's one of the first YouTubers that I actually started to watch, and I still enjoy watching. This collection is beautiful. Like, I love it. You've got your neutrals, you've got some fun colors, you've got looks for spring, looks for fall. I mean, you can do so much with this palette. So I think it's wonderful, and it's, I believe, $20, but I believe I paid $15 for it. And then the mirror is massive, massive. So if you need a mirror, this has you covered. I'm going to start with Midwest, which is right here. And I'm going to put that in the crease and just above, kind of going into the brow here. I'm going higher up on the end, and also making sure I have the outer wing area. Next, I picked up Side Hustle, which is right here. And I started this slowly. I'm not going to go like digging in. I'm just going to start building up my crease and the outer corner. I'm just making sure that when I open my eyes, you can still see the green, the dark green. So like I said, I'm just slowly building this up. It is a shimmer. And then on my finger, I'm going to pick up Grateful, which is right here. It is a beautiful green, and I'm just going to pat that all over the eyelid. Picking up the green brush, and I'm just going to make sure that they are blended. I am picking up just a little bit more for the outer corner. Just a very simple eye. And on the brow bone, I am going to pick up the cream, which is right down here, and just put that on the brow bone. All right, I'm also going to pick up the Milani Stay Put eyeliner in, I think it was like, yeah, Semi-Sweet. I really liked this eyeliner. And this is one that I tried out on, I think, last week's video in my full Face of Milani. I kind of did a little wing on the outer edge. I do think that it stays really well. So I really like that eyeliner. It's been in my bag. The highly rated Antigravity mascara. I really like it. It didn't flake on me, and it stayed put all day. So it's definitely been a hit. So I'm going to do 2 coats of this. Of course, in my full Face of Milani, I managed to misplace 2 items that are Milani, and I was really looking forward to using them. One of them I have used before and I really like it. One is a new product to me and I've been wanting to try it. It is the Spf Bbf and it's an SPF 30 primer. So I've been wanting to try this out to see, you know, just how well it does as a sunscreen under my makeup, because I always wear sunscreen under. So let's put this on. It doesn't have a smell. It feels really soft. Like, let's see. It's lightweight lotion texture. Definitely agree. Natural finish. I'm still blending it in. Enhanced with vitamin E. That's what is probably so smoothing. And it says smooth skin, all skin tones, extends makeup wear. So, interested to see how long my makeup lasts. It definitely has a more natural finish. It feels really good. It looks pretty nice, so I'm interested to see how that does. And then I'm going to go ahead and put on the Milani Supercharged Under Eye Tint, the brightening. I really liked this. My under eyes are usually quite dark, and this does the trick. So I'm just going to dab it on underneath, and then I'm going to blend it in. I'm going to put a little bit more in the inner part here of my eye right there. Right where I'm really dark. I like to blame having a 1-year-old and a 7-year-old and 8-year-old. And that's why I have really dark under eyes. I know I really like this, so it stays in my bag. I'm going to go ahead and use the Milani Conceal and Perfect 2-in-1 foundation. I really liked this. But this time I'm going to use just my sponge because the brush was very heavy and it is a medium to full coverage, but I like a more lightweight, and I can usually get a lightweight finish with my sponge. So, dotting that all over. So this is just one pump with my sponge. I'm going to do a little bit more. I'm not doing a full pump. I'm doing half. And I'm just going to do it where I want a little bit more coverage. My forehead is fine. I'm going to use it mostly on my cheeks and my under eyes, since I am using this as a concealer as well. So last time I powdered my entire face, and this time I'm not going to do that, but I will powder a few areas. I have the Makeup Revolution translucent powder. I have not tried this before, but I am going to use it today on just the areas that I usually set, like my lower jawline, I guess you would call it. But I also want to go back into my Can't Stop, Won't Stop by NYX, and I'm just going to use this under my eyes. I really like this as an under eye powder. It was brightening, and it was also not drying for my under eyes. So for the rest of my face, I will use the Makeup Revolution translucent powder. It has a cute little sifter on it, or I guess it's just a cover. No, there is tape on it. I really like Makeup Revolution, so I've been wanting to try a couple more of their products. And I know the Emily Edit Needs palette is good. And that was one of the reasons why I wanted to get the Wants palette and a couple other things. I've also used the Makeup Revolution, what is it? I can't remember the name of it, but the foundation and the concealer. Love it. Absolutely love it. Not much comes out at a time, So let me get a brush. The only problem with this cap is that it's so tiny and I don't want it caked on. So I'm just going to go right in here. Last time I said it all and it was too much for me. I just don't like having a full face of powder. So those are usually the only spots that I set, and that feels very lightweight. So hopefully this doesn't give me flashback. I will have to check. And it is cruelty-free and vegan. That's another reason why I like the Revolution, is that they are cruelty-free. Okay. Let's go into my Busted Needs palette. I mean, I really like this palette. I've taken this just away for a trip, so I didn't have to pack much before I got into Saint. This was what I would take. I would take this whole palette, and then I would just bring my foundation, my concealer, and, you know, whatever else I needed. So I'm going to use, where is the brush I want? There we go. I kind of have to dig in here to my bronzer. It's so busted. But it's still beautiful. Hopefully. It's been a while. Such a beautiful bronzer. I mean, it's gorgeous. I love it. I still love it. I'm going to do a little bit on my nose. I'm looking for a clean brush. That's my biggest issue right now, is I haven't cleaned my brushes in a while, and I really need to. Yep. I still love this bronzer. It's amazing. I love it. And the blush, she's still gorgeous. I mean, if you're looking for a one-stop palette, this one is amazing. I know some people complained about it not being very blendable, but I haven't had issues with it blending. I think it's still absolutely wonderful, and I've never had any issues with it. I've had it for quite a few years. I'm going to go into Gratitude, which is the highlighter. And look at this. It's gorgeous. Beautiful. She did amazing on this palette. I mean, stop it. She's beautiful. I'm in love with this palette still. I probably should have gotten a new one before it gets discontinued. It's gorgeous. I love it. Absolutely love it. Like the powders for the eyeshadows, amazing. This was the only thing I wasn't, I mean, I used it obviously, but the powder isn't the best. But it's not bad. I used it. I just prefer other powders. But if you're going to go away for a weekend and you only want to bring one palette, this is it. I'm also going to go ahead and use my Milani Make It Last spray. My face compared to last time I used the Milani on video, so much better. So for me, setting all of it is just too much. I definitely am one to just set certain areas, and I still use powder on areas I didn't set, and I don't have any issues. Just let it dry so that way it doesn't cake on, but you can still blend it. I just had a thought, so it's really funny. I don't like powder highlight. I don't. But this one, I love. It doesn't give me a ton of texture or emphasize a ton of texture. It's just gorgeous. It's beautiful. I don't know how I haven't hit pan on it, but I can tell that I'm very close. So, love this. And if you've used Emily Edits palettes, let me know down below which palette is your favorite and what your go-to combo is, like your color combo. Do you go more for the neutrals, purples, greens? I want to know. I am going to start off with Gratitude again, but this time I'm going to use it as my inner corner highlight. It's just a beautiful highlighter. Then I'm going to pick up Corduroy, which is this darker green, and I'm going to use that as close to the lash line as I can. And I'm just going to tap that off. I'm only going till about halfway. And then don't forget to connect it to the top. I'm not really blending that out too much yet, but I'm going to now go into Hobby, which is this lighter brown, and blend that out. I'm in love with greens right now. I don't know if it's just because it's springtime, or it's not even springtime. It's still winter, but maybe because we're going into spring soon-ish, or if I just want it to be spring, but I am in love with green right now, especially on my eyes. So, all right, wear mascara on the bottom, still using the Milani, and then the brows. I mean, it's a really simple eye look, but it's got some character to it, so I really love it. I'm going to use Kosas again. It is my go-to eyebrow. So I used the Brow Pop Dual Action Defining Pencil first, and I can't remember, oh, dark brown is the color I'm using. So I first line my brows. And then I'm going to go into the Air Brow, and again, I think this is dark brown. Yep, dark brown. I love the way that this kind of adds more definition to my brows, and it makes everything just stay in place. I love this. I'm normally not one to spend, you know, maybe more than 10, 15 bucks on products. I prefer drugstore through and through, and that's just where my heart is. I don't consider this drugstore, but it's amazing and I love it. And I don't know if I can go back to drugstore for these two products. We'll see. I have a couple of lips that I picked out. One I've used before is the Jen Atkins and E.L.F collab. And then I also have these two other E.L.F ones that are the Hydrating Core Lip Shine. One's Happy and one's Joyful. And I don't know which one I want to use. They're all kind of similar in shades, I have to say. So it's a little bit darker. I'm leaning more towards the Jen Atkins, but I just want to try this. It has a smell, and I don't think I like this smell. It's just a tint of color. That's actually a lot prettier than I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be really dark. All right, so this is Joyful. It's definitely a very lightweight and almost balmy feeling. I don't think I like the smell of it. I don't know. There's something about the smell of it that I'm not... It just keeps catching me off guard and I don't like it. But the color is beautiful and it feels very hydrating. All right, and then again, this is the Jen Atkin and E.L.F collab. It has a liner on one end and then the lip color on the other. Hello? Maybe it's this one. It smells like a crayon, but worse. Oh, like a rose art crayon. That's what it is. And I know that's specific, but that's what it is. This is very drying. Maybe it's because I went from a hydrating one to a not so hydrating one, but I'm going to put this, which color is this? Happy? Yes, Happy on top. I don't like it. It's too pink. I think I'm just going to stick with Happy by itself. Okay, so that is with Happy back on the lips. I like that way better. I really liked everything I played with today. Again, some things were new, some were older, or things I've tried before, and I just wanted to give another chance and see what I really thought. And I still really like everything. I'm so happy that I got the Emily Edit Wants palette. Because, like I said, the Needs palette, you need it. That's so corny, but you do. It's awesome. I really, really like it. Like I said, I think I need to get another one before it runs out. And also the foundation. I'm so happy I went back and did it again, but without as much powder as I used last week and that I've been using throughout the week. This is definitely my happy place. Using a sponge to apply so that it's not full coverage and it's more light to medium, and then using this under my eyes and just a powder on the areas where like my mask would rub it off, and my forehead. Actually, I don't even think I used it on my forehead, and I meant to. Not a big deal. But as you can see, even when I put powder on top of just the foundation had dried and the powder didn't just cling to it. It was still very easy to blend. So love that. All the items I used today will be listed down in the description bar. Thank you for joining and watching today. I hope you have a lovely week wherever you are, and I will see you next time. Bye.